In Nigeria's Benin, new bronzes are on show. The city was once the center of the mighty Kingdom of Benin, whose world-famous Benin bronzes were looted by British troops in 1897. But the new artworks are not a replacement. Artist Osarabo Zetna Okoro says they are a gift to those who are still holding on to the stolen treasures.
We're actually offering this plaque to the British Museum as a way of re-establishing, changing the narrative between museums and a lot of the cultures that have been hurt and by the stolen artifacts. Is a way of being able to show that we can actually give you new artifacts. We can give you artifacts, an artifact that doesn't have the taints and the word of loot and theft associated with it.
The pieces being offered include the 2-meter by 2-meter plaque, which depicts historical events in Benin, and a life-size ram made entirely from spark plugs. They have been created by the Ahiamuem Guild. The original Benin bronzes, dating from at least the 16th century, are among Africa's finest and most culturally significant artifacts. European museums that house them have faced years of criticism because of their status as symbols of colonial greed. Germany recently said it plans to start returning bronzes to Nigeria next year. But the British Museum, which houses the largest and most significant collection, has resisted calls for a full return. It says on its website that Director Hartwig Fischer had an audience with the Oba, or King, of Benin in 2018. That included a, quote, discussion of new opportunities for sharing and displaying objects. But many in Benin City, like bronze caster Owa Atha, wants to see a full return.
This same work now, it was originated from this place. So when they bring it back now, that pride, it has come to us again. So we'll be very, very happy. So it will even boost this our work up.
Zetna Okoro says a concept has been created of ancient Benin to portray it as a dead civilization.
So they wanted to dissociate it from the fact that there's a living civilization, that the people are still alive.
He acknowledges that European museums have allowed the bronzes to reach a global audience, but he says it's now time for them to come home. Zetna Okoro recently traveled to London, in part to advance his cause.
The descendants of the people who casted those bronzes, they don't actually they've never seen that work, because most of them can't fly and afford to fly into London to come to the British Museum, and they have these catalogues, which are these books, like PDF copies of the catalogue from the British Museum, which they use to, to reference the work of their ancestors. And I think it's so sad.
He says he has a meeting coming up with curators from the museum's Africa department. Asked to comment on how it would respond to the offer of the new artworks, the British Museum said it was a matter for discussion between itself and the parties making the offer.